Alright, Brian Phillips coming back to you with part number 6 on the Phoenix Evolution 1.6, or more importantly in our case 2.6 meter glider. You can pick what length you want just by leaving this middle section in or out. It's got the flaps in it. Right now where we left off is we were just getting ready to cut a chunk to make a little tray for our stabilizer slash receiver. And so we're going to be doing that right now. Got a 20,000 shim, got the exhaust vent going. Got this piece of foam. I'm going to make a smiley face out of this. I don't want to get burned, and I don't want to die of smoke inhalation. Okay, so we got a shape. The shape is probably close. It's not there, but it's close. Now, whatever we get for a shape, we'll cut it so that it's narrow enough we can put it like this and then slip it in and then drop it down. Because it doesn't need to be super long. We'd also cut it into 2 pieces as well if we wanted to go that route. Just getting that shape close enough. Okay, so that's pretty close to what we need. And we'll just cut it lengthwise like this. Okay. Now we'll see if that'll fit in there. My guess is it probably won't yet. Be cool if it did. So we can go in like this and then turn it. So we need the battery wire out of the way. So we're just trying to mimic the bottom of our plane here. Kind of need a little bit more room to work with, wing. That wing is humongous. It's really cool. Okay, so gotta get our wires and junk out of the way so we can see if this will fit. It's gonna be hard to glue this thing in here. It's gonna be awkward. I can already tell. But sometimes when you have an awkward step, it's awkward because you picked the stupidest possible way to do it, which happens to me all the time, or it's just awkward because it's gonna make a cool install. Nice clean install. I hope you guys can see most of this. I'm sure I'm probably blocking you here and there, and if I am, I apologize. Okay, so now we've got that in there, but it's not a really perfect fit on the bottom, that's for sure. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to probably go ahead and take it out and shape it just a little bit more. So we're going to do that now. The other thing you could do is, instead of depending on this shape being such a good fit, you could use more like a 3M tape or something like that to make up the difference. So I'm just rolling it this time rather than heating it up. Let's see if I can get it closer. I think I'm going to have to use heat. Stuff is too strong. Okay. Get that sharp edge there. Knock it down to a smooth edge. Doesn't have to be perfect, but it's got to be pretty close, or it's not going to fit. It's not going to do us any good if it's way off. And you can just look at the bottom. See how close you need it. That's a pretty good little support tray there. I like that. Now I just got to figure out a way to keep all these wires and stuff out of the way while I'm doing this. And then that stabilizer slash receiver can just sit in the middle. I'm going to probably Velcro it on this application. I'm not a big fan of doing that, but just it's in such a nasty spot that if I need to get in there and adjust the gains, I got to be able to take the thing out. Now, the truth is, maybe I can Velcro both of these. Velcro here and Velcro there. That'd be pretty cool. That'd actually work really good if I could do it. I think that's what I'm gonna try to do that. It's somewhat modular then. Those are some big pieces of Velcro, jeez. Ooh, but so are these. Which one's better? Oh, that's nice and not sticky. I'd have to glue that on, so I'm going to give that a big reject notice. Okay, we can shut that off. Get this junk out of the way. I was looking for some scissors, guys. So here's what we're looking to do probably a leading edge and a trailing edge. Like this. Yeah, that's going to work nicely. And I've always wondered if there's a correct way, like which side does the more firm stuff go and which side does the more soft side go. I don't know if there's a right way. Kind of guessing there probably is somewhere. Cool. Okay, so now my next step, of course, is going to be to go ahead and throw this on there. With the understanding that we're going to have a little extra thickness here. I hope that's not a problem for us. If it is, we'll just have to squish down the foam a little bit more. I probably could have just done a strip down the middle, but as usual I have to overdo it or it won't make me happy. Okay, so that's that. I want it to probably be about like this. And then in terms of the stabilizer itself, we'll go ahead and stick this stuff back together now. Lengthwise. Wow, that hurt. Jeez, nasty cut. Stuff's sharp. Look at that. You know what men do when they cut themselves, right? I'm not gonna do that right now. I'll do that later, unless I start bleeding all over myself. Okay, so we'll use this, and then we'll probably have to go ahead and pull this receiver out again. A little awkward. That's too bad. I was hoping to avoid this step again. So if you didn't see how I made this thing last video, then you can go back and watch that again. It's a pretty simple project. So basically we just need to cut that Velcro to reach. Be pretty simple, straightforward process. Cut a little bit there, cut a little bit there, and I want the soft part to be down. So then we can also reposition the stabilizer very slightly if we need to. Okay, so we got it that way, and this is going to point this way. So we'll go ahead and stick that right in the middle. And yes, that means that this is probably going to be up like that. That's fine. Not going to hurt anything. Alright, cool. We're going to pause it and come right back. Alright guys, so we're going to try to get this thing in here. So basically the way we're going to do that is we're going to peel this stuff off, the backing. We're going to put it in here as careful as possible so it doesn't stick prior to our being ready for it. I'll probably go ahead and make a little grab point right there so I can hang on to it. Okay, so once we get that in there, I need to also have that stupid ESC wire that's been fighting us this whole build out of the way. Now this This stabilizer, I know some people are really concerned about them being at CG, but they really don't have to be. I think it might work a little bit better if it's at CG, but I'm not going to sit here and say it needs to be at CG, because I don't think it has to be. But I can't sit this down on top of my wires, so I got to figure out a way to keep those wires out of the way. So like a long screwdriver might be helpful for this, and I want it to not damage something, so I got a Phillips here. Try with just the straight ones. Maybe that'll make it a little easier reach. That's just wanting to stick on everything, guys. I do have to have this level when it's all said and done, so I hope this works. Okay, we're almost there. It's been a little awkward, but look at that, guys. Now, is it perfect? Nah. Does it need to be? Heck no. We got our wires out. They're not stuck in the adhesive, which, to be perfectly honest, probably isn't that super critical anyway. If it was, I can pull this out if I really need to, but I'm not going to do it unless I need to, because I'll just dismount the receiver itself. And I'm going to just push it down hard. That's pretty cool. Sorry I keep beating the camera up, guys. That's awesome, guys. Real happy with that. Okay, cool. Now, why is this connector like that? I've never didn't even notice that until just now. I'm like, why doesn't it just come out the end? Like, out there. I hope it comes out. That'd be nice. Let's see if we can get those wires out of the way. Probably should have done this before this step, guys. But, live and you learn, right? Okay, so I got those, and just a real gentle grasp on them. I don't want to rip through the silicone layers. Okay, look at that. Got it out. Okay, sweet. Yes. Awesome. Okay, cool. So we got that out of the way. So now should be able to work that receiver back in there. We've already kind of got it going in the right direction. Just gotta slip it in there and try to avoid getting it onto the Velcro until we're ready for that step. Oh, push it down further. Okay, so now we got this big bundle of wires here that's in the way. That's of course going to be what we need out and accessible. So we'll just manipulate that real quick. Oh yeah, we're almost there, guys. We just got to push it down where it needs to be. It's so close, I can taste it. That stupid ferrite core, I'm telling you, that stupid thing has been in the way for like 3/4 of this project. Probably not even going to do anything for us. Now, if your receiver is at a really bad angle, it can cause the yaw and the roll axis to get confused, or the elevator and the yaw axis. So your rudder and your elevator, okay? So you'll want to try to get it as close as you can to level, but a little bit of asymmetry is not going to completely stop it from working. It's not going to work as good as it could if it was level. And that looks actually quite level to me. Nice. Okay, cool. So now let's hope this reaches, because that does need to reach. It doesn't have to go through this square hole. It can come through wherever. The other thing is I'm hoping that we have enough clearance with the battery and stuff, Because otherwise the antenna is going to be up here by the battery and the ESC. That's not a good place. You know what? I'm going to try to slide this back a little bit. Just lift the Velcro. You have to take my word for it. I can't even see it myself. I'm going to slip it back a little bit and push it back down. Now let's look. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's suitable. It's not great, but it's good. Okay, stupid ferrite core can just ride right there. Guys, that's reasonable. It's not amazing, but it's not bad either. Okay, now this Velcro that's on the bottom of this, it's going bye-bye, because I don't like Velcro there. So my first step is to go ahead and get that backed with a little bit of tape. Basically, I'm going to get a piece of tape, and we'll just hang on to this piece so that we have it for the next time we need it. And that's what I do with my Velcro, and it works really nice. And I'm never ever wanting for Velcro. As you can see, I used it just today. So that's what you got to do, is become an organized hoarder if you want to be in this hobby. You probably think I'm joking right now, but I'm not. Okay, cool. So the next step we're going to do is going to be to get that fancy dancy connection point, that handy dandy connection. That's going to go right here. And that's going to allow us, that's plenty of slack, I think, for what we don't want tons of slack on that, because it's just going to get in the way. But the easiest way I've found to do this is to actually hook up the, well, in our case, it's 3 wires. In some cases, it's going to be 4, 5, 6, whatever it is. And my experience has been, if you get yourself hot glue and you just build up a connector, then that's the best way to do it. I thought that thing was plugged in, guys. I apologize. So you'll come in here and you've got your 3 colors in this wing. Got your yellow, which is going to be in the middle. Check for the black. Okay, so the black is up, which is equivalent to the brown. Plug that in. Then you want to check, this is red. You want the black to be up. So give that one half a twist. And then the black is up with the brown. Okay. And you just double check as you go. Double check as you go, as you don't want to find out you made a mistake, because you're going to be gluing this stuff all together. Okay, black goes up, and this one's unmarked, which will be our flap servo. And you can see why you need them colored if you're going to leave them separate now, because you have no freaking clue which one's hooked up to what. Okay? Because it's all hidden now. Okay? So you do that. And that's the first thing you do. Then the second thing you do is, of course, you get your hot glue hot. In my experiences, you don't need any sort of backing. But if you do use a backing, you would use like a piece of plastic or something like this, super light. And we're going to use the high-speed, get the tip hot right now method. It's a working. We don't even really need that much. Okay, so we can unplug that now for a minute. We're basically going to hold this where we want it, and then we're just going to glue one strip of glue here and then here. And we used some tape earlier to kind of temp it together. But we're going to hypothetically do this so that we can grab this and unplug it all in one bundle, okay? Then grossly lick your fingers and touch it, okay? Now flip this upside down and repeat the exact process. Very simply. Try not to burn yourself. That's always fun. If you can do it without burning yourself, that's the best way. Now that bottom side is set up so we can let it down if we need to. Grossly lick your fingers. Or if you want to be like sanitary, use some hot water, warm water, whatever. Okay, so now on this side, we're going to cover in this little area. And the hot glue is kind of maybe not working as easy as usual because I didn't let it heat up. I used a torch to force it to get hot really quick. So I'm going to get this plugged in real quick and let that keep warming while we inspect our work. Okay, so now that glue is pretty much set up, it's always hard to undo the first time because a lot of times you get a little bit of bridging between your two components. Oh yeah, there it is. It's coming. It's just hard to get out. And it won't be hard every time. It's just the first time because you got a little bit of glue bridging. Okay, see there's some glue bridging right there. You can just rip that part off. There you go. And so that's what you end up with is a nice quick connection point. You don't have to wonder about which way it goes because believe me, it ain't gonna go the wrong way. It's just simply not gonna work. So there you have it. Plus then you can stick that down into this void. And I know you guys were all thinking, man, you're leaving a lot of spare room in there. Why don't you put your receiver there? Well, this is why, because I knew that was gonna be a problem. Okay, so I'm gonna tuck this down here. Oh, it's getting so close. Man, look how stupid that stuff is. It's right where you need it to be, not. Ugh. Okay. Now we gotta get this thing bolted down. And I'm gonna get my radial. I'm gonna get a battery that I'd like to use. And then I'm gonna get the other batteries that I expect to use. We're not even gonna decal this thing until we see it fly. Just because. Let's check our direction of travel actually before we do any of this. So we got the plane on, or the receiver on rather. We're going to stick the LiPo into this hole. That's fairly tight. Plug it in. Throttle cut is on. So elevator's up. Let's stand behind the plane. Makes it less ambiguous. Either on. That rolls down. Down. Okay. Our rudder tie is backward. So I'm going to mixing. Aileron to rudder. This needs to be -60 on this plane. And then I must have some other, there's one. So you see how that's rate 30. I want it to be -30. Okay, then I have another one, which is 15, so I need that to be -15 on this plane. Okay, walking back out. Now when I roll this way, oh, my rudder's backward. Son of a gun. I have to redo all that crap. Hold on, let's try this again. Yep, that's backward. Servo setup, travel, reverse. Rudder is reversed. So now that's going the correct direction, which means this is probably wrong. Yep, dang it. So we'll set those mixes back. So aileron to rudder. It's going to be 60 plus. Sorry about that, guys. I should have checked that in order and I just screwed up. So we'll go 30 plus. And then we're going to go down to this rudder. We're going to change it from -15 to +15. +15. Okay, now we're going to test. Going the right way, going the right way, going the right way. Okay, rudder, 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 rudder. Elevator, elevator. Rudder, rudder. Flaps. Rudder, rudder. More flaps. More rudder, rudder. Elevator. Everything's right. Okay, so now the only thing I haven't checked is the direction of stabilization output. Okay, so stabilizer's on all the way up. I'm going to rotate up. Okay, so that axis is wrong. Ailerons is wrong. Elevator is correct. Rudder is correct. Okay, stabilizer is off. Just because it's annoying to listen to it jump around like that. So I'm going to go in there with, hopefully, this little dinky screwdriver and get it without having to take it out. If I can get to the right dip switch. Oh man, that's going to be challenging. Yeah, I think I can do it. Aileron is the only one that's not flipped. Okay, so I flipped it. So now, turn the stabilizer back on. So now when I, watch this guys, when I roll the plane up, it resists. When I roll it up, it resists. When I go up with the tail, it resists. When I go left or right, or left or right, it resists. When I roll, roll, roll. Every axis is going the right direction now. Awesome. Now obviously the master gain's all the way up, so now this is the master gain all the way down. Okay, master gain's about 30. Everything seems to be working. Okay, throttle cut's on. We're gonna back out of our mixing and we're gonna get this wing bolted on here right now. We are so close to flying this thing. I'm really excited. Every time you get close to a flight, things start to come together really quick. It's a good time to make a big mistake. And I've fallen prey to it multiple times. Just do your best to be careful. Take your time. Don't get too excited and make a huge mistake. Okay, so that felt pretty good and secure then. Okay, nice and tight. Toit like a toiga. And then we're gonna hopefully find the hole. There's no way to say that. That doesn't sound awkward. That's weird because it doesn't seem like I bottomed out, but I know I screwed it for a long time. Okay, that bottomed out. I just hadn't gotten there. Gorgeous. Now, this plane is probably not going to fly with a 2200 milliamp 3S. I'm not guessing it will. Okay? Oh yes, that is so cool. So, in my case, oh, that is so sweet looking. It looks so good all white like that. That's really cool. So now what I have to do is I have to figure out the CG real quick. The CG is a huge part of putting a plane together and having it work worth of crap. Okay? I'm not gonna mess with all up weight right now. CG is supposed to be 70 plus or minus 5 millimeters. So in my experience, the easiest way to do this is to just go out 70 with this 70 plus or minus 5. So this is the central point, and just mark it first. Then we'll do a little drip of hot glue or some CA or something, because it's hard to do this out in the field to see underneath. So if you take your gigantic long plane and you flip it like this, you can flip it inside your shop or your basement or your house or your living room or wherever you're doing it. That's one of the little things you figure out when you're working on them, because you'll sit there and try to rotate it. You'll be like, man, this doesn't work very good. Okay, I got a little detent there. Okay, so that'll be our center of gravity mark. Okay, so that's our center of gravity. And I'll bring it out just a wee bit further. And I'll do one more mark, just because it's nice to have about a fist out. Okay. So now we can take and do ourselves a huge favor and go ahead and put something that can be felt from the top that's not so permanent that it can't be removed in the event of changing our mind or finding that we need to adjust the center of gravity significantly. So I'm actually going to peel that whole piece off. That was the most wasteful use of tape I've ever had in my life. It's all for you, YouTube. It's all for you. That's lots of oil on that. Okay, so we're gonna go like this and like this. And what we're doing here is we're basically making a little place for us to put our glue. That's not going to be so permanent it can't be removed. You remember how I said that? Awesome. So now we can basically grab our hot glue gun and very reluctantly make a drip, which is scary to do on foam. So I'm actually going to take and no, I'm not going to do that trick. I'll do that some other time. But for now, I'm going to squeeze this like that into the garbage can so we get that really, really hot stuff out of the way. It's a little toasty, but just doing what it takes for the team, guys. Now this doesn't need to be perfect, but it does need to be perfect enough that it's on the right spot. And luckily, now that we've got that first strip, you can put it on there and sort of ice cream machine top it. All right, cool. So we're gonna let that set for a second. We're gonna try to get those little strings off of there. So at some point I hope to tape over all this stuff, but not yet. I want this thing to fly before I give it any more decoration. Okay, so we got that one and we've got that one, and we just pushed them down most of the way dry. Most of the way cooled, I should say. So now we can go ahead and rotate this around, go into a clearing in your room, flip the tail around like this, grab the CG point with your middle finger. It's really nose heavy right now, which is not surprising because this battery is significantly larger than it's calling for. So now, the reason it's significantly heavy is because there's a large counterweight in here. And that counterweight is supported right there on this those 3 pieces. And you know what I'm gonna try? I'm just gonna go for it. I'm just gonna knock those sons of guns right out. Then this thing's probably gonna CG out perfectly. Because I want to use a 2200 in here. I don't want to use no 1300 milliamp. Yes. Oh yeah, I can feel it. I can feel it breaking free. Nice. 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 Did I get it? I don't know. It's like a little Christmas present. Now, I'm not going to break this thing unless I absolutely have to. I just don't want to take this whole stupid thing out. Oh man, look how huge that is. Good Lord. Are you kidding me? That thing is huge. It's like a small child. Like, why would you not just put a bigger battery in? Are you kidding me? That's freaking nuts. All right, guys. I know we're up against the wire, but I've got to know how much that stinking thing weighs, because this is just stupid how much this thing weighs. Look how big the counterweight is. Okay, in grams, 45 grams. Oh, jeez. Okay. Volantex, I forgive you. I forgive you, Volantex. I'm going to actively make a decision to forgive you for that stupidity. No soup for you! Volantex, you should not eat my soup. Well, it wasn't hard to take out. Now watch, it's gonna be super tail heavy. Oh, please no. Yes. Okay, so now plus or minus 5 millimeters. So I'm gonna sit my finger right in front of the bump, okay? Which would be plus 5 millimeters, okay? I prefer to start out a little bit nose heavy. So, guys, with the 2200, this is totally gonna work. That's gonna be so good. I'm gonna tighten this battery up. It's so exciting. The weather sucks outside, but I'm so excited to fly this thing right now. Okay, so I got the slack here. I'm gonna put the wires back. Wires are heavy, guys, so if you're trying to correct your CG, that's one trick. You put your voltage alarm back there too. But whatever you do, just kind of, you know, get it right for the first flight, or as close as you can, and then make adjustments from there, of course. So I'm just gonna, why don't I just push it back like that and see if it balances out. Oh, you gorgeous little plane, you. All right, the cables are being annoying, so I'm actually gonna put the cables forward anyway, because it's too much of a pain in the butt to deal with them. All right, guys, so we'll just slide this back to where it's kind of like that. So now we're having to really kind of push that battery back a ways. Let's see if it CG's out now. Guys, look at that. That is gorgeous. Okay, 2200 milliamps. You see where it goes. Not exactly rocket science. Wait, it's almost rocket science. This is aerospace engineering, right? What do you do for a living, Brian? I'm an aerospace engineer on YouTube. You suppose if I put that on an application, I'll get in trouble? I'm just kidding, guys. I'm just kidding. Jeez. It's an honorary degree from YouTube School of Hard Knocks. Guys, it's so ready. It's so ready, I can taste it. It's so ready, in fact. I can taste it, and I'm gonna fly it. And it's gonna be awesome. And you're gonna be there for the whole thing, and you're gonna love it just like I do. Would you please tip this way, please? Thank you. Right there, right there. No, right there, right there. Gorgeous. Guys, thanks for watching. Check the links below. Buy stuff, please. Help support the people that support me. Help support the channel. Don't forget to give it a like and subscribe if you're into that sort of thing. There's plenty more where this came from. Thanks for watching.